Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. In today's video, we are going to be talking all things clean beauty, clean makeup, and clean skincare. I recently purchased a few items from Sephora to do a full face of clean beauty, and I came up with this look. I really like it. It was super simple. Feels like it's going to be a really good spring summer look. So if you're interested in seeing on how I got this look, just keep on watching. Since we are doing all things clean beauty at Sephora, I figured I would first start off, before we get into any makeup, with the clean beauty products that I applied to my skin. I went ahead and did my skincare off camera just because I really wanted to let it sink in. So I started off my routine with the Belief Hungarian water essence, and this is just like a little mini that I got over Christmas. You use it after toner, and I believe it just kind of adds another layer of hydration. I feel like it's a good place to start. The next product I used, I don't use all the time. I use it like 2 to 3 times a week. It is the Summer Fridays CC Me Serum, and this is one of Sephora's, I think, most popular vitamin C serums. It is pretty pricey, which is honestly part of the reason why I don't use it all the time, but also I feel like sometimes my skin needs a little bit of a break. Then I followed up with my favorite moisturizer, and I've been trying so many moisturizers right now, but I actually opened this guy up, and this is the Adaptogen Deep Moisture Cream from Youth to the People. A bit pricey, but Youth to the People is one of my favorite brands, and it always really helps to reset my skin. And then to seal the deal and finish everything off, I use the Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen. Though the letters are kind of rubbing off, it's definitely my favorite sunscreen. SPF 40. Always wear your SPF, y'all. So I'm gonna start with my concealer. Usually I do brows first, but I think today I'm gonna switch it up. So let's go ahead and go in with our Kosas concealer. Again, y'all, this is shade 5.5. Upon first glance, she's a little watery, but I'm gonna do my concealer where I typically do, which is like right here. I love the way that it looks on camera, and in person it looks super natural, like I have nothing on. I get the vibe that you can definitely build this up, so that's something to note. If you're interested in a lightweight but buildable concealer, I definitely get that vibe, and it feels light. And I'm not somebody who does like BB cream or foundation. I usually just stick to concealer, no matter how bad my skin is. For blush, I have the Nudestix Nudies All Over Blush in the shade Sunset Strip. I always smile with my blush, and also the blush I still am using is the Glossier Cloud Paint, but let's see how this one turns out. Definitely pigmented for sure, but I mean, it blends out pretty nicely. And I don't use bronzer, so since I don't use bronzer, I'm taking the blush really where I would add any color to my face. Yeah, looks good. So now I'm gonna just take whatever's left on my finger and just kind of bring it up and across my nose, because I do like that sun-kissed look. I'm gonna go into brows now, and brows, y'all, I take very seriously. I no longer use a brow pencil. I strictly use this brow wax. So I've just had a little bit of water in there, and I'm gonna take my brush, and I take a little bit of the water or setting spray, and I just rub it in there like that. And then I'll just really brush up my brows to give them a little bit more of a bushy vibe, and then just kind of tailor and tweak them to like be perfect, or as perfect as I'll get them for the moment. I'm happy with this. I'm happy with my brows. I know this is not everybody's cup of tea, but I really like how natural and like defined they still look, which for me is a win. The next step I am going to do is my eyes, and I'm going to use the Nudestix Sunrise Star, and this is just an eye color. It is kind of like really similar to the blush. I could probably use the blush for my eyes, but I'm gonna try using this, and then if this fails, I'm gonna just go to the blush because I know that I like that color. But I'm gonna start off with a very tiny amount and then just kind of blend this out with my finger. Okay, I like this. I like where we're headed. I like where we're headed. I am not creasing from this concealer, which is already a good sign, but I am just going to add a little bit of powder. I'm using the Morphe M510. It's a highlighter brush, but I find it works really well for powder when I need to. So I'm just going to take the tiniest amount of the Laura Mercier translucent, and I'm just going to add it right under my eye. And then, of course, on my chin, and just anywhere where I have blemishes where I don't want that concealer or blush to move and just kind of break up. Smile lines are always a good spot for me, and then just right down the center of my nose. We are just about wrapped up with this look. The last step for me is going to be to use the Ilia Balmy Gloss in the shade Only You, and I have never talked about anything like this before. I've never used anything like this before. It is a tinted lip oil, so I don't really know how it's gonna perform, but let's see. I also am not really a lip person, but wanted to try. It's a little pinkier than I normally do, but I don't hate it. I think it's definitely an interesting texture and consistency. I have honestly never tried a product like this before. It's a little pinkier than I normally go, so I feel like if I were to use a little bit of a darker lip liner, it would be perfect for my skin tone. That pretty much wraps up my full face of clean beauty. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see y'all in the next one.